My daughter's message, I shouldn't have heard it. Her voice wasn't meant for me. It arrived just after midnight, an audio message from my daughter meant for her husband. But her finger slipped and it landed in my inbox. A mistake she couldn't take back. I pressed play. At first it was harmless. A sigh, a laugh. Then words that carved straight through me. She's so pathetic. I can't believe I still have to deal with her. The old woman should just leave already. Silence on the recording. Then more, crueler. She thinks she's clever, but she's nothing. If I push a little harder, I'll have everything that's hers. She'll never see it coming. I stopped breathing. That was my daughter, my only child. The girl I raised with my own hands after her father left. The girl I protected, defended, and sacrificed for. And this is what she thought of me? By morning, I was gone. But not broken, no. I carried something sharper, a plan. I remember the girl she used to be. She had eyes that mirrored mine, wide and curious. She used to cling to my hand at night, whispering she was scared of the dark. I swore to her then I'd always be her light. But people change, or maybe they reveal themselves. It started small. She distanced herself. Calls unanswered. Visits cut short. Money missing from the joint accounts I once let her access just in case. Then came the look. The one she gave me when she thought I wasn't watching. Cold, calculating. Not the look of a daughter at her mother, but a predator sizing prey. Still, I stayed quiet. I waited. Because one lesson life had taught me, never strike in anger. Wait until the knife will sink deepest. The message was my confirmation, my permission. I didn't confront her. That would have given her power. Instead, I began to collect pieces of her puzzle. I pulled bank statements. I saw the loans she had taken in my name. Quiet theft dressed up as help. I spoke with the neighbors. I learned of her late-night arguments with her husband, money being the center of every fight. I checked the deed to the house, the very roof she was so eager to take from me. She hadn't realized I'd switched ownership years ago, moving it into a trust. My name wasn't there anymore. Neither was hers. She thought she was circling a wounded animal. She didn't know the ground beneath her was already hollow. The first move I made was subtle. I cut the accounts she was feeding on. I let her taste the absence of my support. The second was quieter still. I visited her husband. Not to expose her cruelty. No, that would have been too simple. Instead, I handed him proof of her debts, documents she'd hidden. His silence told me everything. His loyalty was cracking. The third move was the sharpest. I invited her over. Coffee at my table, sunlight streaming in, the portrait of innocence. She smiled like a wolf. I smiled back. You know, I told her softly, it's strange how people underestimate me. She tilted her head, suspicious. They think because I'm quiet, I don't see. Because I forgive, I don't remember. Her eyes narrowed. For the first time, I saw fear. I didn't press further. I let her leave with her mind tangled in questions. Let paranoia gnaw at her sleep. The climax came not with a scream, but a letter. A legal notice, hand-delivered to her door. Inside, she found her debts, consolidated, transferred, and traced back to her name alone. No escape. She found her husband's signature on divorce papers, filed after discovering her lies. And she found a single photograph, her childhood self, holding my hand, smiling into the camera. On the back, I had written, "You let go first." The confrontation was not face-to-face. It didn't need to be. Her silence in the days that followed was loud enough. When she finally called, her voice was fractured. "How could you do this to me?" she whispered. I almost laughed. "No, my dear. The question is, how could you do this to me?" I ended the call before she could answer. I sit here now, not as a victim, not even as a mother, but as something sharper. She thought she could hollow me out, take what I built, bury me with my own silence. She forgot who taught her to survive. I did. And survival sometimes means cutting off the part of you that rots before it poisons the whole. Do I grieve? No. The woman I raised is gone. In her place stood someone greedy, unrecognizable, and cruel. What I did wasn't revenge. It was reclamation. I took back my name, my home, my dignity. I reminded her that blood may bind, but betrayal severs. When I walked away from her for the last time, I felt nothing but clarity. I am not pathetic. I am not weak. I am the storm she never saw coming.